Good afternoon. Glad you're all here to join us this evening. At this time, I want to call on our pastor at the Faith Harbor Church, Philip Chris, to come up and lead us in our invocation.
God, in your holy word, it says that justice might roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. Today we come before you longing for that, longing for your justice, that it might roll down like waters. And today we come before you because we long for your righteousness to be like an ever-flowing stream. Today, as we talk about things, God, and as we advise and as we discuss, may it be based on your justice and your righteousness. As we discuss things around land planning and land development, may it be discussions that involve justice and righteousness. God, as we discuss what to do with all the people that you have sent us here, sent to us, we pray that it might be about your justice and your righteousness. Guide and lead our conversations today, and may in everything we bring in glory and honor to your holy name, because we pray this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. And at this time, Sophia Curtis from the Surf City Middle School will come up and lead us in our pledge. If you would, please stand.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stand.
Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you.
The next item on our agenda tonight is our special recognition of our Planning Board and our Board of Adjustment members. I'm going to call on Amy Combs to please come up to the podium, and she's going to give a brief statement and introduce all of our members.
Hi. Thank y'all for recognizing the Planning Board and the Board of Adjustment tonight. I want to give a brief overview of the Planning Board. They are a 10-member panel. We have 8 regular members and 2 alternates. We have 1 member in the ETJ, which is our extraterritorial jurisdiction, and the remaining members are located within the town. The Planning Board plays an integral part in the development review process. We have, staff does the review of the projects and brings it to the Planning Board, and the Planning Board reviews all of our documents and makes sure that what we are presenting meets our standards and specifications, that it meets our ordinances, and that it's in line with our comprehensive land use plan. The Planning Board also spent the past 2 years helping us to update that comprehensive land use plan, which is the growth plan for the town for the next 20 years. So it plays a key role in how the town is going to develop. The Planning Board will also be a key person in the upcoming ordinance revisions to the zoning and subdivision ordinances that we hope to start in the next few months. So they are quite busy between helping us update our documents that move our growth forward, and also reviewing our projects. They spend time reviewing all of those documents, and they make a recommendation to council on whether or not we should approve development that's coming to town. So I want to just list the last members, the members who have served over the past year, and if you are here, ask that you please stand up. We have Mr. Larry Bartholomew, Mr. Stephen Pasquantonio, Mr. Jimmy Campbell, Mr. Frankie Williams, Miss Sally Edens, Mr. Randy Cox, Miss Renee Rhodes, Miss Katrina Sumer, Mr. David Ward, and Mr. Derek Arthur. Thank y'all.
Could they all come up so we can get a good picture of them?
Sure. Pictures are fun.
Mr. Ellis, can you be our picture taker?
All right, you gotta actually look at it. Hang on. All right, there you go.
You guys did an awesome job. We really appreciate
The next board that we would like to recognize tonight is the Board of Adjustment. They also play an integral part in our planning and zoning process. Our ordinances, are written to guide how the town looks. The Board of Adjustment is here. We have 5 members and 2 alternates. They are here so that if you can't meet that ordinance for some reason, you can come and you can request a variance from them. And they can listen to your concerns and your thoughts, and if they feel that it doesn't negatively impact the town, then they can issue that variance. So these ladies, actually all gentlemen, all these gentlemen come and listen, and they research through the ordinance to see, what your request is and what you're trying to change, and look kind of at the town and how that has grown, and is it similar, or are we making a change that's going to affect other people? Because if you make a change for my lot, how does that affect the town in general? So there's a lot of thought that goes into whether or not the variances are issued. I want to introduce the people who have served over the last year, and if you would please stand up. Mr. Todd Crawford, Mr. Will Tate, Mr. Stan Griffin, Mr. Peter Sloan, Mr. Sloan Thigpen, Mr. John Davis, and Mr. Steve Wheatley.
Bring them down front. You gentlemen, come on down for a picture. Get away that easy.
Yeah, we'll get paid by the hour.
By the picture.
Everybody looking? All right, gotcha. Thank you. Good. Thank y'all.
At this time, I'm going to call on Chief Philip Voorhees to come forward and do a special recognition.
Microphone, or can I just?
I believe they can
Thank
hear
you for
you.
the opportunity here before you tonight. Any of you that have come to meetings before and have heard me speak before, I always try to recognize officers for their professional development, because a lot of times in our professional lives, we're not recognized as much as maybe in our personal lives. I always try to go that little extra mile, recognize the officers for what they do, because it's our officers that are out there on the front line every day. And the more professional we can be, the better services we can provide to you. So Jason Hartsfield, please step up here. Those of you who don't know Jason, he joined the Surf City Police Department in September of 2006. He's coming in on 17 years with the department. He's married to his wife, Deidre. They have 2 children. He's currently our lead investigator and supervises the detective division. He does a great job for us. Jason holds a advanced law enforcement certificate from the North Carolina Standards Commission, He also holds a criminal investigator certificate from the North Carolina Justice Academy. Most recently, Jason graduated from the North Carolina Justice Academy's Leadership Institute, and corresponding with graduating from the Leadership Institute, he also received his leadership certificate. To give you a little snapshot of what that leadership certificate entails, it's 400 classroom hours of training specific to leadership. I can't remember all the core classes there. I don't have my list on me, but there are numerous classes that Jason had to go through to achieve both of those. A lot of times in a law enforcement career for an officer with 17 years of experience, they have not obtained those goals that Jason has obtained and those milestones in his career. He's done a great job for us, and congratulations. From the North Carolina Justice Academy to Jason Brian Hartsfield is your leadership certificate program. Congratulations.
Don't go anywhere.
He's gonna get a picture.
Sorry, almost got me.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to call on, we're going to read the proclamation for Flag Day next week, actually at the ceremony that we have. So we're going to move forward to the Beautification Enhancement Committee Awards, and I'm going to call on Miss Terry to come up and give those awards. Carla, do you actually have the plaques down there?
Oh, my failure. We'll get them to them.
Okay. So the business of the month is Topsail Dental. I know there's several people here from Topsail Dental. If you would like to come up. Yep, and if y'all would stand together, and if you want to give a few words about your business and all you do for the town of Surf City.
Well, my name is Annette. I am the ambassador of Topsail Dental. We are just so proud and happy to be here. We've been in business for many, many years. I worked with Topsail Dental throughout the years in Hampstead, and Dr. Olmstead has opened our new practice right here on Highway 50 near the post office. So we are just geared up and just ready to service all of your needs. I can't tell you enough, and I'm so proud of our company and how much we have grown. We have Dr. Asani, who works with us here in Surf City, and this is Dr. Olmstead, who diligently works hard in this community, more than you probably know about. But I love our office. We do everything from general cleanings all the way to implants and restoration. So if you're ever in the need for a good dentist, we are here to help you guys, and we have great in-house plans and all that good stuff. So we are thrilled today because Dr. Olmstead has owned this practice in Surf City for 3 years, almost 3. And so we have gotten around. It was the Dr. Blair's old office. So we finally gotten around because we built up enough people there that we finally just did such beautiful landscape. So we're real proud of our landscape. It made our office a lot better looking on the outside. And we really wanted to do that for our community because we care so much about this community. So again, we're Topsail Dental. If you're ever looking for a good dentist, we're right here for you guys. Or if you ever need anything, please let us know.
And we will be stopping by tomorrow afternoon to take a picture at your office, and we will bring your a yardstick and your certificate. Thank you. And then Miss Terry again with the beautification. She has the Home of the Month. I think they're here with us as well today.
Model that they now rent out. Would you like to tell them about how old your property is?
Yeah. So we filmed this area back in 2011 when I was stationed at Marsoc during my time in the Marine Corps. And so we bought a lot and we wanted to develop it. We moved on from that lot, but we recently fell on this property that was across from a donut shop. Know what that's at. It was actually built in 1981, which is close to my birthday, so it's kind of we designed it mainly to get that old beach feel and kind of a retro feel, and just wanted an analog feel, just get away from everything, unplugged, be real comfortable. So we love to share it with other people. We got a guest book in there, so everybody writes what they love about it. It's been tremendous. We have it on Airbnb, so.
Thank you.
Mr. Ellis wants to take your picture, Mr. Dixon, before you leave. Thank you again for all you do.
That's a volunteer work.
I know it's.
All right, so moving forward, adoption of the agenda. Do
I
I
make a motion, we adopt it.
have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item is the approval of the consent agenda. The items are listed there. Do I have a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda?
I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, is there, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion has carried on to approve the consent agenda. Moving forward to public comments, and I'm going to call on Carla.
Mr. Alan Moorhead.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and council members. My name is Alan Moorhead. I currently reside with my wife Gina at 202 Collegiate Drive, but more importantly, we are building our dream home at 1817 South Shore Drive. Just as an aside, my wife and I have always dreamed of living by or near the water someday when our careers are behind us, and we just had no idea where it would be. And by an amazing coincidence, we spent part of our 40th anniversary vacation trip in Surf City. And I mean, like within 15 minutes, it was love at first sight. So we said, let's quit our jobs, let's sell our house, let's figure out how to get here. Well, it took a while to do that, but we're delighted that our forever home is going to be here in Surf City, and just look forward to it. So the thing that I wanted to comment briefly on is the stormwater collection project on South Shore Drive. We are great supporters of the town, of this council, and we think it's a great project. We're glad it's funded, approved. We have no objections. We fully support it. We just want to understand if it might pose any risk to our property, because our property where we're building is right adjacent to one of the town parking lots at 1815 South Shore Drive, which is one of the stormwater collection points. So I reached out to the town to ask some questions, and if I may mention, Mr. Brewer called and emailed immediately, had a very nice phone call with us, answered our general questions, and set us up with the engineer, outside engineer, to just deal with some detailed questions. So the engineer spoke with us and said, I'll send you an email, answer a few questions, then I can study it, and probably in a few days, I'll render an opinion about, risk of, I don't even know, settling or anything like that, being so close to so much potential water. So he said a few days. After a couple of weeks, I reached out to him, and he said, sorry, I didn't acknowledge that you sent me the info, but we're analyzing it, I'm working on it, and, hope to update you soon. And I've been in touch with Mr. Brewer, and he's kept me apprised. I think the most recent update was maybe around 6 weeks ago. All the concerned parties are discussing, reviewing, working on a good outcome for you all. But I just wanted to bring that to your attention and say if there's any way that you all can support just helping us get answers to that question. Do we have any risk? And is there any way the town can protect us from that risk? As I said at the top, we're regular homeowners. This is our only home, our only house. We will be living here year-round. It's the culmination of a dream, and we hope we have many years there together. We just want to feel safe and secure, frankly. So that's all we're looking for, is just that information. We appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ron Siebert.
Okay. All right, we'll move forward to new business. At this time, I'm going to call on Amy, the town planner, to come up and present the Surf City self-storage site plan approval.
On behalf of Surf City Storage LLC, Stroud Engineering PA is requesting the approval of a 5.17-acre mini storage facility, which is located on the west side of US 17 NC 210 intersection. This property has approximately 895 linear feet of frontage on US 17. Holly Shelter game lands border the north and south property lines, and the western property line is bordered by a parcel zoned RA. The RA zoned property and game lands are in Pender County. The property currently has a Surf City zoning of C3, which makes this a by right site request. The applicant proposes to house approximately 67,350 square feet of storage in 9 buildings. The complex will also support a small office. The applicant submitted a traffic impact analysis to the North Carolina Department of Transportation and received a letter of approval on August 10th, 2021. The approval will allow a 4th leg to be added to the intersection of US 17 and C210. This access will allow a full ingress but will limit the egress to a right out only. A southbound right turn lane will be required at this access point. There will also be a secondary access on the northern end of the property, which will also require a right turn lane and will be a right in, right out only movement. The site will provide a 5-foot sidewalk within the right-of-way and adjacent to the property line. The placement of the sidewalk will require an agreement with NCDOT. The development is located within the Rocky Point Topsail Water and Sewer District, established by Pender County in 1996. Pender County can provide water to this parcel. To receive water from the town, they would have to receive a release from Pender County. At this time, the applicant plans to receive water from Pender County. The town does not intend to provide sewer or water services to this property. The North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality State Stormwater Permitting Office will permit the development stormwater system. The site will provide 14 parking spaces near the office area. Vehicles using the facility are anticipated to park adjacent to the units for loading and unloading purposes and only use parking when entering and exiting the office. Per the ordinances, the facility will have a 10-foot vegetative buffer along the road frontage and a 5-foot vegetative buffer along the side and rear property lines. The vegetative buffer will consist of a dense evergreen buffer no less than 6 feet in height to form a continuous unbroken screen between the storage facility and adjoining properties. The development will also provide a fire hydrant within the property boundaries as shown on the site plan, which is in your packet. The applicant has also attached an architectural rendering detailing the siding types, colors, and percentage of coverages. Planning Board recommended approval at the May 11th, 2023 meeting. In your packet is a site plan, a zoning map, and the architectural renderings. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion, we approve it.
There is a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. The next item, Pender County ABC Board Interlocal Agreement. Kyle Brewer is going to present.
Madam Mayor and Council, good afternoon, members of the public. This interlocal agreement is between the town and the Pender ABC Board. Chief Voorhees and I have been in discussion with their executive director over there, and they are okay with the ILA as presented. They are requesting that the town board approve this, and essentially what this ILA will allow the assignment of Surf City Police Department officers to be directly responsible for enforcing criminal laws pertaining to alcohol violations. It'll give our officers the jurisdiction to ensure administrative rules that regulate alcoholic products set forth by the North Carolina ABC Board are adhered to, and the ability to enforce those rules. We'll be able to conduct operations to reduce the illegal sale of alcohol and consumption of alcohol by minors, provide reporting on violations directly to the Pender and North Carolina ABC Board, as well as provide educational classes for business owners and employees focusing on eliminating underage consumption, using fake IDs, and over-serving. So what the town is going to do is assign officers to attend mandatory training that is hosted by the North Carolina ABC, and then we will be able to begin enforcing these rules. Right now, the ABC Board has a contract with Pender County Sheriff's Office, but we feel like we can provide some resources in this manner, which requires this interlocal agreement with the County ABC Board. So.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions concerning the interlocal agreement?
I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Kyle. And it is still your seat as you're going to present the manager's report.
Yes, ma'am. So just a few things I wanted to update council and the community on. We're right now in the middle of our streets project. So our facilities and grounds director, Chris Carter, is working with the contractor, Able Paving, on the execution of the streets project. They're finishing up on 3rd Street, hopefully tomorrow, and we'll move towards Wilmington Avenue, which is adjacent to Station 23. Chris is coordinating with the fire department to make sure we don't have any conflicts, meeting with the contractor to make sure that their work is satisfactory, and we continue to move on until execution. For the Phase 2, Earl G. and Inez Batts, actually Phase 1 and 2, we've submitted applications to DEQ to obtain our sediment erosion control and stormwater permit. Those are both under the fast track process or express permits, and hope to have those turned around quickly so that the plans can be finalized and site work can be bid out. We don't anticipate any major changes with the current 90% plans, but we do need the state agency's approval before we can get those to 100 and get the site work bid out. So we're excited about that. Sort of in that same sense, Parks Director Jody and I have met with our prospective skate park design build team and are excited about getting this piece of the project underway. Let's see, a scope of work and contract have been submitted, and we're awaiting final review prior to execution on that. It is the intent to have the designer come to Surf City and meet with our skate park design team to begin reviewing preliminary designs as the first step to get this completed. In talking with them, if everything falls in line, we hope to start the project in the winter. That'll last a couple of months, but certainly we'll want to involve the community as there's plenty of opportunity to assist with that project. I had reported last month that we had applied for a CAMA access grant for Albury Park. So good news, we were invited to submit the final application to Division of Coastal Management for their access grant. We submitted the preliminary application for additional handicap measures at Nova Albury Park. And then also just wanted to real quick plug that Flag Day will be held Wednesday, June 14th at Albury Park, honoring former Councilwoman Nova Albury. The water tower project, a very visible project, so the final work is being completed on that. The cell carriers are relocating back on the tower, and additional touch-up paint is being applied before the job is complete. Our understanding is that they're going to move the corral a little bit so that the Surf City words can be a little bit more visible. Also in utilities, the online portal of the AMI project will be coming online soon. First, staff will need to be trained on this, but that AMI project will allow all of our customers access to a portal where they can check their water consumptions and check their billing, et cetera. So we're pretty excited about that. The town-wide stormwater study, we were able to submit the final scope of work to the state for that project. As a reminder, we were awarded $400,000 in grant funds to complete this. So if the state approves the scope, which we wouldn't anticipate them not approving it, this will get us started on the project with our consultant, WK Dixon. Summer camp, which is always a big program for us, officially started yesterday. I've already received positive comments from parents about how good of a time their kid had on the first day, so that always makes us feel good, makes our Parks and Recreation Department look good. But we have two groups at both the Surf City and Holly Ridge locations. Again, we're excited for another great camp and to be able to offer this to our residents, even though that camp does sell out fast. And then finally, be remiss to not mention that June 1st marked the official start of the season, I'll just call it. I won't even say the word, but now is the time to review the steps that you can take to better prepare yourself, especially in a community where we have a lot of new growth coming in, and that information is pivotal and is very informative to individuals. So please go on our website, get that information, and do all the right things that you need to do to be prepared. Also, you can find information on the town's Code Red system. Please sign up for that, as that's primary direct resource for emergency notifications and information back to the public. So with that, Mayor, I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you or the council may have.
Questions for Kyle? Okay, thank you. We're going to move to our town attorney's report.
What he said.
Okay.
No report, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Good news. All right. We'll start with Mr. Hugh tonight.
Congratulations to Topsville Dental and the Dixon family for theirs. I appreciate it, as always, everybody coming out and showing support and being involved with your community. Thank you.
I have a few things I want to say. I don't normally talk, so I'm going to say a couple things real quick. Well, first of all, Terry, raise your hand there, Terry. Terry runs around. She's on the City Enhancement Committee and Beautification. She runs all over the city, almost like a creeper, with her camera, trying to figure out what homes of the month or business of the month. And that's not an easy job to do. And people don't realize that it takes a lot of volunteers and takes a lot of effort to do that. So I have to give her a hand for what she does every month. I appreciate her. Thank you for doing that, Terry. It's tough. As you know, Surf City Live 2024 is coming up, which we're super excited about. And the reason I wanted to mention that is the first 30 days, we collected over $100,000 in sponsorship for that event. And that goes to show how much the community is in tune and wants something like this. So I just want to say it's exciting to see businesses that reached out, that wanted to be a part of making sure something like this is successful. So, and that really takes a big burden off of having to sell tickets, even though we'll sell out 3,000 tickets, no problem, because we have a great footprint from last event of selling 2,500. I want to say congratulations to Dave and Carol Longo from Burrito Shack, Dawn at Share the Table, and David Ward from Ward Realty. They all received some Coastal Entrepreneur Awards in Wilmington. Mayor Batts, Councilman Koloski, myself, Carla over there, and Kyle. We went to a breakfast down in Wilmington. We had to leave like, what time, 6:50? I picked you up, what time, 6:20? It was ridiculous. Anyway, so we had to go to this, we went to this breakfast. It was a really nice breakfast, and they got these awards. It's nice when people in our community receive those kinds of awards. I also wanted to say congratulations to all the new board applicants that were appointed, and say thank you for the ones that have served. I want to suggest that the new applicants that have been appointed find these members that are on these boards and hook onto them and ask them how to be successful and learn from them. So the best way, if anybody can tell you from 6 years ago, it's not best to rock the boat, kind of learn what to do a little bit. Kind of works out really good for you long term, okay? And then the last thing I want to say is I want to give a special thanks to Chief Burton back there, our fire marshal. Now, y'all know he goes to these businesses and he's a pain in the ass, okay? You know what I'm saying, okay? Or you think so. And sometimes people complain about him. And one of the things I'll tell you is, you want to talk about a guy that doesn't bend the rules but does anything to work with you to make it work. Does that make sense to y'all? And it's fantastic to have him on our staff. He comes to my business and Teresa, any other's businesses, and I got to follow the same rules, and he's poking around with the same light stick, making sure the same exit lights. And you know what was great? He left the stick last time. So I was playing with the stick for a little bit, and my wife said, "What are you doing with the stick? What's that?" I said, "What's the fire marshal's stick?" He goes, "You should tell him to come get a stick." So I did call him. He did come get a stick, okay? But I was thinking he couldn't do that to somebody else. Anyway, so I just want to say thank you for what you do, and you do it in a professional manner. I know people have complained about you, but I don't care what they say. You do a great job, and thank you so much. I appreciate it. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't normally say anything.
All right, Don, you're up.
I just want to thank everybody for coming. Doctor, appreciate you being here, and I know you do a good service because I used to go there, but I don't anymore.
I mean, talk about an advertisement.
It's
This guy,
not your fault. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong.
Who says
your
that?
Your business didn't do anything wrong. I go to the one in Hampstead. But thank all of you people on the different committees. People don't realize how much time that you devote to these committees into the town of Surf City, and I just want to personally thank you myself for the time that you spend doing this. It's a unselfish act, and Sally's one of the older members, and we appreciate everything she does. Not old in age, but in time.
The word you're looking for is seasoned.
Seasoned, okay. Okay, and thank all of our employees for everything they do. And Sergeant Hartzell, congratulations. They'll get you an answer, Mr. Moorhead. I will guarantee you'll get an answer. Okay? And we hope everybody has a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It's glad to see everybody tonight. Thank you for coming out. Kind of dittoed everything that's already been said. Congratulations to all those that received awards from our community. You deserve them, and rightfully so. Also for our home and business of the month. Two things I'd like for you to remember is on the 14th of June is our Flag Day at Neville Albury Park. And don't forget Father's Day. Pick out someone if you don't have one. I'm available. Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay. Thank you. I'd just like to appreciate everybody that's coming out tonight and was here. I'd like to just mention that the Share the Table got that award that Jeremy was talking about. And if you don't really know what they do, you should really stop by and get some information, because the amount of people that they help that needs the help in this county, in this area, it's unbelievable. You know, I don't really off the top of my head remember the numbers that she said, but to me it was staggering. But they do a great job. They're going to be opening their new facility off of 17, and anybody that needs to or wants to contribute, they have more than help. You know, want to see that. Also, we opened up the two fishing docks at the community center. Now, if you got a bunch of grandchildren that want to catch fish, and they will catch fish, because we opened it up last Saturday, and I guess it was Friday or Thursday, they put 1,000 catfish in that pond. So the little kids that were there Saturday morning catching fish first one caught it, I guess it was about 10 minutes in. The little girl, she caught it, and I got a picture of her kissing the catfish. Her grandfather told her, kiss the catfish because it's good luck, you'll catch more. So she just grabbed it and kissed it. But thanks for coming out. Thanks for everybody that applied for the different committees, and that's about it.
Yeah.
For me.
All right, well, I'll just lead off by saying that it is an honor, not just for me to serve you, but for everyone that sits up here. We work together as a team to serve the amazing citizens of Surf City. We do take pride in listening and getting answers to our citizens in a very timely manner. Over the last week, all our departments have started getting really super busy. I know the utility department this past week had some hiccups, and they worked a lot of overtime, and they did what they had to do, just like all the other departments. They do what they have to do. They put in the hours for our town, for our citizens, and we are very appreciative for those employees that we have like that. I'm not sure if Sally Edens was here when we took the picture. Did you walk in late, Sally? But I do want Sally Edens to stand. She has served on the planning board for many years and has always been a huge asset to the planning board. During COVID, she was out for quite some time, but she would join us on Zoom, and as soon as she could get back in here, she was back in here, giving it all she had. So we appreciate all you have done, Miss Sally. And again, Chief Voorhees, he's done, him and his staff, along with the fire department, they do an excellent job. Over the holiday weekend, I know things ramp up and everybody gets busy, but they are responding to a lot of calls and looking out for all of our health, safety, and welfare issues in the town. So thank you again.
I have one thing to add.
Yes, sir.
Sort of a private joke. No clicking of the pen.
You did good.
Thank you. That was it. You had to be there.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion, we adjourn.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you.